The galaxy panicked. Entire empires quivered as fleets burned, outposts fell, and the silence of space became a prelude to annihilation. Alien races, once arrogant in their supremacy, broadcast frantic messages across the void, declarations of surrender mingled with disbelief. "We're losing the war," they cried, voices trembling in frequencies that spanned light years. No one expected an answer. No one could imagine a solution. The void itself seemed to pulse with inevitability, a tide of extinction sweeping mercilessly across the stars, and then humanity moved. Not with fleets numbering thousands, not with sprawling arsenals or armies of mechanized power. No, the humans sent a single warship, a vessel that seemed modest against the cosmic theater of devastation. Yet radiated an aura of purpose, precision, and defiance. It emerged from a hidden wormhole like a shadow birthed from light, its hull gleaming with tempered alloys, its engines humming in quiet anticipation. The galaxy paused, a collective breath held in awe and fear, for this singular vessel carried within it the essence of human ingenuity, courage, and relentless resolve. The ship moved with fluid grace through battle-scarred systems, engines pulsing as if guided by instinct as well as intelligence. Asteroid fields were threaded with unerring precision, gravity wells exploited to slingshot into unexpected vectors, and alien weapon fire deflected by the interplay of shields and electronic countermeasures. Every action, every adjustment, was a statement. Humans would not be intimidated, constrained, or ignored. The vessel was more than a ship, it was a living testament to strategy, foresight, and the audacity to act when the galaxy despaired. Alien fleets, bristling with weapons far larger and more numerous, struggled to comprehend the audacity before them. Their salvos fell short, diverted by energy pulses that seemed almost prescient, torpedoes intercepted in impossible arcs, drones shredded before reaching proximity. The humans did not merely dodge, they anticipated, they manipulated, they transformed threats into opportunities. Every maneuver was a calculation of mind and instinct. Every moment an exhibition of patience and precision honed across generations of survival and observation. Within the hull, crew and captain operated as one organism, a network of cognition, intuition, and determination. Engineers adjusted systems mid-combat, sparks flying against polished panels as they redirected power, recalibrated shields, and repaired engines under extreme stress. Pilots threaded the void with elegance, avoiding collisions, exploiting trajectories, and guiding the vessel into positions that alien minds could not predict. Tactical officers projected holographic overlays across the bridge, tracking enemy movement, environmental hazards, and strategic openings in a dance of anticipation that spanned light years. Each decision, no matter how minor, multiplied the ship's effectiveness, turning a single warship into a force capable of rewriting the outcome of a war. Even amidst chaos, there were moments of reflection. The humans considered not only immediate survival but the implications of their actions, the hope of worlds watching, and the moral imperative to wield power wisely. Courage was measured not in destruction but in foresight, restraint, and the willingness to act when hesitation would mean the end of countless lives. Every victory, no matter how small, strengthened the unity of mind and spirit that flowed through the ship, a testament to humanity's capacity for resilience, creativity, and moral depth. As alien formations faltered, hesitation spreading through their ranks like wildfire, the warship pressed its advantage. Fleets once thought invincible disintegrated under the combined weight of strategy, anticipation, and execution. What had seemed impossible, a single vessel turning the tide, became inevitable. Stars reflected across scorched hulls, engines hummed in quiet dominance, and the void held a stillness that carried both awe and fear. Humanity had shown the galaxy that power was not merely measured in numbers or weapons but in intelligence, courage, and resolve. And when the last of the alien resistance drifted into silence, the humans held their course with quiet authority. Engines steady, hulls scarred but intact, minds and hearts united in purpose. They had transformed despair into hope, chaos into order, and myth into reality, and so, the galaxy learned that one human will could outweigh the fear of 1,000 stars. The single warship continued its relentless advance, a solitary spear cutting through the chaos of space like a vessel imbued with purpose itself. Its engines glowed with quiet intensity, reflecting the light of distant suns on hulls scarred by cosmic storms and the debris of countless battles. The ship moved not with the brash recklessness of desperation but with deliberate, calculated precision, as though it carried centuries of strategy encoded in every panel. Every thruster adjustment, every pulse of energy along its shields. Asteroid fields, magnetic anomalies, and drifting wreckage became instruments in its symphony of movement, each hazard exploited to enhance its speed, maneuverability, and tactical advantage. Where others saw danger, the humans saw opportunity. Where others hesitated, they acted. Alien fleets, still reeling from earlier defeats, attempted to encircle the lone ship. Their formations, once rigid and imposing, were fractured and confused, faltering under a combination of panic and disbelief. Advanced targeting systems flared and misfired as the human vessel anticipated every trajectory, every vector, every attempt at suppression before it could be executed. Torpedoes that should have obliterated the ship vanished harmlessly into drifting debris, energy beams bent around countermeasures deployed at the precise instant, and drones sent in swarms were dismantled with uncanny efficiency. Each maneuver by the warship seemed almost impossible, a blend of art and science executed in real time with flawless intuition. Inside the ship, the crew functioned as a single organism, minds linked by years of training, experience, and shared instinct. Pilots adjusted trajectories mid-flight, weaving the vessel through concentrated fire with nerves of steel. Engineers crawled along critical systems, sparks flying as they repaired breaches, recalibrated shields, and redirected power where it was most needed. Tactical officers projected holographic overlays, mapping not only enemy positions but the gravitational anomalies, magnetic currents, and hidden dangers of each sector, plotting maneuvers that extended far beyond the immediate battlefield. Every choice, every subtle adjustment, magnified the ship's effectiveness, transforming a solitary warship into a force capable of rewriting the course of a galactic war. Amid the relentless engagement, moments of reflection surfaced like quiet islands in a storm. Crew members considered not only their immediate actions but the implications of their decisions across light years, for entire civilizations and countless lives. Courage was measured in anticipation and precision, in restraint and judgment, as much as it was in the firepower they wielded. Each calculated strike reinforced the unity of mind, heart, and purpose that flowed through the vessel, an unspoken testament to humanity's unparalleled ingenuity and moral clarity. As alien formations began to crack, hesitation spreading like wildfire, the warship exploited every weakness with a ruthless elegance. What had seemed impossible, a single human vessel prevailing against overwhelming odds, was unfolding with unstoppable inevitability. Stars reflected across hulls, weapon fire streaked through voids of darkness, and the battlefield became a canvas on which human strategy painted victory stroke by meticulous stroke. The humans had shown that intelligence, courage, and foresight were as devastating as any weapon, and far more terrifying to those who underestimated them. By the time the alien forces were reduced to scattered remnants drifting silently among wreckage, the warship held its course, engine steady, hull resilient, and crew composed. It had turned despair into order, hopelessness into triumph, and myth into living proof. One vessel, guided by human will, had changed the fate of a galaxy, proving that ingenuity, determination, and courage could eclipse sheer numbers, firepower, and arrogance. And in that quiet aftermath, with distant stars reflecting on battle-scarred hulls, one truth resonated across the cosmos: a single human will could alter the course of entire civilizations. The solitary warship pressed onward, moving through the void as though it were a living extension of human ingenuity, a vessel shaped by centuries of calculation, instinct, and determination. It threaded through debris fields with balletic precision, slipping past asteroid belts that threatened to crush lesser ships, using gravitational eddies to slingshot into unexpected vectors, and weaving through energy storms with a mastery that defied imagination. Every system operated in perfect harmony, engines pulsing, shields rippling, weapons primed, but it was not the technology alone that made the ship unstoppable. It was the human minds behind it, the countless hours of training, the intuition born from facing near impossible odds, and the unshakable conviction that survival and victory were the only acceptable outcomes. The alien fleets, once supremely confident, floundered in confusion. Their weapons, designed for overwhelming numbers, were misdirected by maneuvers so unexpected that targeting arrays could not adjust in time. Missiles veered off course, energy beams struck empty space, and swarms of drones were neutralized before reaching effective range. The humans did not merely dodge, they orchestrated the battlefield, turning threats into traps, manipulating enemy movements like pieces on a chessboard stretching across light years. Every maneuver was intentional, every moment a demonstration of strategy honed to perfection. Transforming what seemed like desperation into artful domination, inside the warship, tension and purpose fused seamlessly. Pilots guided the vessel through impossible trajectories with a mix of calm instinct and razor-sharp calculation. Engineers raced through corridors, recalibrating shields, redirecting power, and repairing critical systems under conditions that would have shattered any ordinary crew. Tactical officers mapped the entire engagement in 3 dimensions, accounting for environmental hazards, enemy positions, and projected movements, integrating them into maneuvers that spanned entire sectors. Each action was part of a larger rhythm, each decision amplifying the effectiveness of the entire vessel. Turning a single ship into a force capable of overwhelming entire fleets, even amid the chaos of battle, moments of reflection threaded through the crew. They weighed not only immediate tactical advantage but the moral responsibility of their actions, the hope of entire worlds watching, and the legacy of humanity itself. Courage was measured not merely in destruction inflicted but in foresight, restraint, and the willingness to act decisively when hesitation could mean annihilation. Each successful maneuver strengthened the invisible bonds of unity and purpose, a testament to the unmatched ingenuity and resolve that defined human civilization, as the alien formations began to crumble. Hesitation replaced precision, and fear spread through their ranks like wildfire. Every misstep, every faltering command, was seized upon by the humans with meticulous timing. The warship exploited gaps and weaknesses with ruthless efficiency, demonstrating that intelligence, coordination, and moral clarity could overpower even the most advanced technological arsenals. The battlefield itself seemed to bend under human comprehension, chaos becoming advantage, uncertainty a weapon, and inevitability a statement. Stars reflected off battle-scarred hulls, debris floated silently through the void, and the singular warship moved with unwavering authority. It had done more than survive, it had rewritten the rules of engagement. Turned legend into undeniable reality, and revealed the terrifying truth to the galaxy. Humans were not merely participants in the cosmos, they were masters of it when they chose to act. And in the hush that followed, as engines thrummed steadily and distant stars glimmered like witnesses to triumph, one truth became inescapable: the galaxy had underestimated humanity. And that miscalculation would never be repeated. The lone warship surged onward, a beacon of human audacity threading through the vastness of space like a needle stitching fate itself. Its engines hummed with unwavering purpose, casting pale blue light across hulls scarred by micrometeoroid impacts and lingering energy strikes. As if the vessel itself carried the history of countless battles within its steel bones. Every system worked in perfect concert, thrusters adjusted with infinitesimal precision, shields modulated in anticipation of unseen threats, and weapon systems aligned with near-prescient timing. Yet it was not the technology alone that commanded the battlefield, it was the minds behind it, a symphony of intellect, instinct, and courage finely tuned over centuries. The warship moved not merely to survive, it moved to assert dominance, to bend the void to human will, to demonstrate that audacity and intelligence together could eclipse even the most fearsome odds. Asteroid fields became corridors of opportunity. Magnetic storms morphed into defensive screens, and drifting debris was harnessed as both cover and weapon. The warship twisted through the chaos, a ballet of motion that confounded alien sensors and disrupted targeting systems. Missiles intended to annihilate it were diverted, energy beams flared against countermeasures, and automated drone swarms were intercepted with surgical precision. Each action was a deliberate exploitation of weakness, every maneuver a statement of human ingenuity. The ship's movement was a dialogue with the universe itself, reading the currents of gravity, radiation, and electromagnetic flux, converting hazards into advantages with a mastery that made even seasoned alien commanders hesitate. Inside the vessel, the crew functioned as a single organism, minds interlinked by discipline, trust, and shared purpose. Pilots navigated the void with nerves of steel, threading through fields of fire with an elegance born of experience and instinct. Engineers crawled along the hull, sparks dancing as critical systems were repaired and shields reinforced under extreme stress. Tactical officers projected holographic overlays across expansive bridge surfaces, mapping enemy formations, environmental hazards, and subtle anomalies in real time, weaving them into strategies that anticipated the enemy's every move. Each decision, each micro-adjustment, amplified the vessel's effectiveness, transforming a solitary ship into a force capable of challenging fleets that dwarfed it in size and firepower. Yet even amid the cacophony of battle, moments of reflection persisted. Crew members considered the far-reaching consequences of each maneuver, not just the immediate tactical advantage, but the lives of countless civilizations watching silently, the preservation of knowledge, and the moral weight of wielding immense power. Courage was defined not solely by firepower or aggression, but by judgment, patience, and the ability to act decisively when hesitation could mean catastrophe. Every victory, no matter how small, strengthened the cohesion of the crew, binding minds and hearts into a unified expression of human ingenuity and resolve. Alien forces, once confident in their technological supremacy, began to fracture under relentless pressure. Hesitation replaced strategy, fear coursed through command chains, and once disciplined formations splintered. Ships collided or misfired, their advanced targeting arrays faltered, and every error was seized upon with clinical efficiency. The warship struck with precision and anticipation, converting chaos into control, uncertainty into opportunity, and adversity into triumph. Intelligence, coordination, and foresight proved more devastating than overwhelming numbers or brute firepower. As distant stars illuminated debris-strewn sectors, the warship held formation with calm authority. Engines thrummed steadily, hulls bore scars of battle yet remained resilient, and the crew exuded quiet confidence. Alien remnants drifted silently, a testament to the futility of arrogance when measured against human brilliance. Humanity had done more than survive, it had transformed despair into hope, chaos into order, and legend into irrefutable reality. And in the hushed expanse of the void, as starlight reflected on battle-worn hulls and engines resonated softly, one truth echoed across the galaxy: one human vessel, guided by ingenuity and courage, could reshape the fate of countless worlds. The human warship pressed deeper into the chaos of the void, moving with the quiet confidence of a predator that had studied its prey for generations. Its hull glinted against the backdrop of distant suns, scarred yet unbroken, a testament to both resilience and meticulous preparation. Engines pulsed with a measured intensity, shields modulated seamlessly to absorb blasts that would have shattered lesser vessels, and weapon systems aligned with uncanny precision. Every maneuver was executed with the weight of centuries of human ingenuity behind it, each adjustment a deliberate calculation in a larger strategy that stretched across light years. The ship did not merely navigate the battlefield, it commanded it, turning the very expanse of space into an instrument of control, manipulating asteroid fields, gravity wells, and cosmic currents to amplify its advantage. Alien commanders, once confident in their supremacy, found themselves paralyzed by unpredictability. Their formations faltered, misfired missiles detonated harmlessly in drifting debris, and energy beams bent around countermeasures deployed with surgical timing. Swarms of drones designed to overwhelm were intercepted before reaching effective range, shredded by intelligent targeting or lured into traps they could not perceive. The humans did not simply respond, they dictated the flow of engagement, exploiting every weakness with foresight and precision, transforming desperation into a display of strategic mastery. Each strike, each evasive maneuver, was a lesson in patience, intelligence, and adaptability, proving that audacity combined with foresight could eclipse overwhelming odds. Within the vessel, the crew functioned as a single, synchronized entity. Pilots threaded the ship through corridors of fire and wreckage with calm instinct, executing maneuvers that seemed impossible yet flowed naturally from training and intuition. Engineers moved through hull sections, repairing breaches and recalibrating shields under sparks and alarms, their hands guided by experience and urgency. Tactical officers projected expansive holographic maps, charting enemy positions, environmental hazards, and trajectories in 3 dimensions, integrating them into a living strategy that spanned entire sectors. Every decision, every subtle adjustment, multiplied the warship's impact, turning a solitary vessel into a force that challenged the authority of entire fleets. Even amidst relentless combat, quiet moments of reflection threaded through the crew. They considered not only the immediate tactical necessities but the consequences for civilizations watching from afar, the preservation of knowledge, and the moral weight of wielding power with such disproportionate effect. Courage was measured not only in firepower but in judgment, foresight, and the discipline to act decisively when hesitation could cost innumerable lives. Each maneuver reinforced the invisible bonds of unity and resolve that coursed through the vessel. A testament to humanity's intelligence, creativity, and ethical strength, alien forces began to crumble as hesitation spread like wildfire through their ranks. Once formidable fleets faltered, command chains broke, and confidence dissolved into fear. Ships misfired or collided, advanced targeting systems malfunctioned, and every lapse was exploited with ruthless efficiency. The warship, moving with elegance and certainty, struck at every opening, converting chaos into dominance, uncertainty into opportunity, and adversity into triumph. What had seemed impossible, a single human ship prevailing against the combined might of countless enemies, became inevitable. Intelligence, anticipation, and courage proved more powerful than raw numbers or destructive capacity. Stars reflected across scarred hulls, debris floated silently through the void, and the solitary vessel maintained its course with quiet authority. It had done more than survive, it had transformed despair into hope, rewritten the rules of engagement, and revealed the terrifying truth to the galaxy. Humans were not merely participants in the cosmos, they were arbiters of it when they chose to act, and as the void fell silent, engines thrumming steadily, and distant stars glimmered like witnesses to victory, one truth resounded across the universe. The will of a single human vessel could alter the fate of countless civilizations. The human warship continued its inexorable advance, a solitary sentinel cutting through the endless expanse of space with the certainty of purpose that only centuries of preparation could instill. Its hull bore the scars of countless engagements, micrometeoroid impacts, energy burns, and the subtle abrasions of cosmic radiation, but these marks were not signs of weakness, they were symbols of survival, proof of resilience, and reminders of every lesson learned through trials that spanned generations. Engines thrummed in measured rhythm, shields pulsed in anticipation of unseen threats, and weapon systems aligned with near-prescient precision. Yet it was not technology alone that made the vessel unstoppable, it was the minds behind it. A network of human ingenuity, instinct, and resolve that transformed a single ship into a force capable of rewriting the fate of the galaxy. As the warship approached contested sectors, entire alien fleets struggled to comprehend its audacity. Their formations, once pillars of confidence and authority, now splintered under a combination of fear and disbelief. Missiles intended to obliterate it detonated harmlessly in the void, energy beams were deflected by countermeasures deployed with flawless timing, and drone swarms were intercepted and destroyed before reaching proximity. Every maneuver executed by the human vessel was a deliberate act of strategy, a demonstration of mastery over both technology and the unpredictable environment of the cosmos. Asteroids became shields, debris fields became traps, and gravitational anomalies were harnessed to accelerate attacks in ways no alien mind could predict. Humanity had turned the very battlefield of space into an extension of thought, instinct, and will. Within the ship, the crew functioned as one integrated organism. Pilots navigated the void with calculated precision, threading through storms of energy, debris, and fire with nerves of steel. Engineers crawled through hull sections, sparks illuminating their determined faces as they repaired critical systems, recalibrated shields, and redirected power under extreme conditions. Tactical officers projected expansive holographic maps. charting enemy formations, environmental hazards, and potential trajectories in real time, weaving them into strategies that spanned entire star systems. Each adjustment, each decision, multiplied the effectiveness of the vessel, transforming a solitary ship into a force that could dictate the flow of galactic warfare. Even amid the relentless engagement, quiet reflection endured. Crew members weighed the immediate tactical decisions against the long-term consequences, the survival of colonies, the preservation of knowledge, the hope of countless civilizations, and the ethical weight of wielding unparalleled power. Courage was measured not by aggression alone but by foresight, restraint, and moral clarity. Every precisely executed maneuver reinforced the unity of mind and purpose within the ship, a testament to human ingenuity, creativity, and ethical strength in the face of overwhelming adversity. Alien forces, once confident in their superiority, began to unravel. Hesitation replaced strategy, fear spread through command chains, and formerly disciplined formations splintered. Ships collided or misfired, advanced targeting arrays malfunctioned, and every lapse was exploited with surgical precision. The warship struck with elegance and authority, converting chaos into advantage, uncertainty into opportunity, and apparent impossibility into inevitability. Intelligence, anticipation, and courage proved mightier than sheer numbers, firepower, or arrogance. As stars glimmered across battle-worn hulls and debris drifted silently through the void, the solitary human vessel maintained its course with quiet command. It had done more than survive, it had transformed despair into hope, turned chaos into order, and revealed to the galaxy an immutable truth. Humanity was not merely a fledgling species, but an inexorable force of intellect, courage, and unity capable of shaping the cosmos itself. And in the stillness that followed, engines resonating with calm authority, one message echoed across the galaxy. The will of a single human ship could change the fate of countless worlds, and the universe had no choice but to reckon with it.